The doors have opened. Get on out of that quad. Climb on into the lecture hall because we are going to get into Days for Dummies. Attendance.
Um,
Who's here? Matt. Check. That's me. Hi, I'm here, everybody. Hey, Kat. Kat, are you here? Kat.
I'm present.
Kat is present. Great. And Professor Angela, has she arrived this week?
I have arrived, and we have a
Hey.
lot to cover for next week's exam.
Oh, there's an exam next week. Okay, everybody.
Yes, there
Okay,
is.
all right.
Take
Take good
copious
notes.
notes.
All
Yes.
right. What you're gonna do is what we got just one little tiny strip that we're allowed to write our notes on. Okay.
Yes. When I was in college, we were allowed to have an index card.
Yes.
Anything you could fit on the index card.
So you did the blue ink and the red ink, and then you use like the different 3D glasses to show the different. See, you could have
No,
you could have
we
got double
shrunk
the
it
info on
down.
there.
We printed it out, shrunk it down real tiny, and brought a microscope or a magnifying glass.
Oh, wow.
See, my generation
Get the
far
whole
more
textbook
innovative.
on that index card that way.
Bet.
Accidentally set the thing on fire. Oh goodness.
I didn't go
We
to
start and
college.
Jeannie immediately leaves because she needs a bagel and coffee. What is it, early? Jeannie.
Jeannie, you know what time class starts.
And add 15
You can
minutes to
get
that.
your
'cause you know
bagel and
we're-
coffee beforehand.
And we're always going to be late. So, you have time to do it,
Yes.
between 9 and 9:10.
Yes,
Or just
yes,
teasing
everybody.
me.
Your punctuality is very, very important, but ours isn't.
Well, isn't that the way?
Oh gosh. So there
Do
was
as I say, not as I do. That's
that's how
education.
that's the
America.
best way. That's the best way. So there was a week of
There was a
events that we were privy to in the great city of Salem, the small city of Salem.
And let me say once again, the beauty of our show streaming on Peacock. There were no preemptions or
Nothing,
interruptions.
no baseball,
Got
no
5
president.
full days of Days of Our Lives.
Nothing got in the way.
I know.
Not a thing.
Yep.
Jeannie's back. All right, Jeannie.
2 weeks in a row where we got 5 days and
Mm.
some other
Always.
poppers didn't.
What sort of bagel?
Yes.
What kind of coffee? Let us know. Let us know. So life is in turmoil for a lot of these people in Salem.
Mm-hmm.
It's as if
It's
they
a hard
can't-
knock life.
It's as if they can't find a moment of happiness, right? And what they do, something's quick on its heels to knock everybody off of their pedestals.
Yeah.
Like the happiest people right now are Johnny and Chanel.
Hmm.
But
As
that
long as
won't
that
be long.
teenager will leave them alone.
Well, Holly's just going to continue to just pour things in each other's laps and be a
Yeah.
nuisance.
Oh, I'm so sorry you have to go all the way home to change.
Could you be
Yeah.
any more blatant?
I gotta say, my favorite part of all of that was her saying that she thought Clueless would be in black and white. That cracked me up because it was so something,
Yes. Yeah.
it was so,
I was thinking about that too. Because
Clueless
when they first
would be
started,
in black and white.
when they
Just
first
like,
started talking about Clueless, oh, we're gonna watch Clueless, and Chanel was like, okay, and then she's like, he's like, Johnny talked about Paul Rudd and Alicia Silverstone, and I'm like, this movie was popular when I was 12. My God.
Well, the very first thing, anytime Days of Our Lives mentions a movie, I immediately go, oh, is it playing on Peacock?
It probably
Because it
is.
usually is playing on
It probably is.
Peacock.
Well, when
Like
John,
a few weeks ago with Wendy and Harris, or with when Wendy was doing the names on Harris and Ava's, because Peacock had just started airing Notting Hill.
okay,
So they did that.
that makes sense. Well,
And then
also works
Clueless
for
also
streaming.
had
I
the
love it.
fun thing about the step siblings
Yes,
hooking up.
right.
And that's why,
Right.
yeah.
So it's appropriate. It's probably on Peacock. Somebody can check that out for us. I'm sure they'll let us know in the chat. But also on top of that too, good notice, Miss Angela, Professor Angela. That's why you have this job, as well as because when Johnny was flipping through the channels and trying to find something beforehand, it had a clip of this and a clip of that. But the second clip was the voice of one Mr. Tony Schiavone, pro wrestling commentator, talking over some bit of wrestling, which was clearly a clip from like the old WCW days, which is owned by WWE, which is on Peacock, and you can find that there too. So
It really is genius marketing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Just like when they had the Dick, they have the Dick Van Dyke Show popping up after Dick. I mean, little things like that were just, just absolute genius. They really are. Or, they talk about, more than one couple has talked about, going home and just doing Peacock and Chill, which,
Or when they mentioned, with Matthew Perry and the Friends. Well, obviously, Friends was on NBC.
NBC.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is. It's great self-promotion that's not like really.
And I find it more diverse
It's
than what
clever.
Disney gives themselves, because over on like the General Hospital side of things, whenever they do any sort of marketing tie-in, it's bound to be Marvel, Star Wars, or a Disney princess. You know, like there's more variety with the Clueless and the Dick Van Dyke and Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
Like that took me by surprise. And if you're not a wrestling fan, you're not necessarily going to immediately recognize the
Well,
voice
they
like
also
I
do the
did.
National Geographic with Leo because
Okay.
they own Nat Geo too. So.
So
Well,
it
boy,
is brilliant.
if it was the 80s, everything would be deregulated.
Well, Benny from Suds in the Squared Circle says that this is a good reason for all of the soaps to move to streaming.
From your lips, I've been screaming this from the hilltops. I light a candle. Sacrifice the goats. I want every soap on stream. I can't tell you how much I want this. Like desperately. Desperately.
Eventually.
It will. It will.
I'd much rather see them go streaming than go away. That's for sure.
Well, it's gonna go. They're all going to go streaming.
We just got to get to the end of the SAG strike. Once that happens, then maybe they can open up the gates.
Well,
and make a change.
I think the next one that'll go will be GH, but it's going to depend on what happens with the Hulu deal. And it's going to depend on if Disney sells ABC, which I'm not 100% sure they're actually.
This Hulu deal has been floating in the ether above everything when it comes to
We've
Disney
always
and
known
NBC.
when Disney bought Hulu, we knew what the deal was. We knew what the date was for Comcast to for Disney to either buy Comcast's half or divest their half, or somebody else buys We've always known that it was January of 2024.
Well, I guess we don't have much longer to wait then.
We don't.
And then it becomes presumably an exclusively Disney property, and they have to figure out what they're going to do with Disney Plus and Hulu and how they're going to mix and match all of that stuff together.
Right.
Do you want to see General Hospital on Disney Plus? Does it feel right? Does it feel right coming out of your mouth? Watch General Hospital on Disney Plus.
If GH gets rid of Hulu,
God, this is the wrong show.
If Disney gets rid of Hulu, everything that they have, ABC and everything, will all go on Disney Plus.
I know, but it's a bad name for all of that stuff. Watch 911 on Disney Plus.
That's the plus part. That's the plus. It'll be fine. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care.
Because I have to talk about it. Anyway, hey, Cherry Ice Cream. Kaiwan is here. Vinny from Suds and Squared Circles around. Jeannie, of course, we already made fun of her. Let's see.
I have an answer for Kaiwan's question.
Go ahead. What's the question?
Why don't they put any 80s episodes or 70s episodes on screening so we can watch them from that? The reason is twofold. One, that stuff's not digital. Yes, it's all money based, but that stuff was not digitized. I mean, now the stuff that they film is immediately, it's all done that way. Back then it was filmed differently, and it costs money to digitize all of that. They'll do it. You know what I mean? They do it in bits and pieces when they do flashbacks and stuff like that. They also don't have all of it because film does degrade over time.
And back then, they didn't really understand what reruns and stuff were. I mean, by the 80s for sure, but in like 50s, 60s, and
some
70s,
of the early years are just gone forever for all of the soaps because they just didn't care. And another issue is the music rights. Back then, they used to pay money for regular songs that you'd hear on the radio and things like that. And now they don't do that anymore. Now they have all of their own in-house composers that write original songs for them and stuff like that, which is less expensive. But if they want to air those old shows, they either have to change out the music or pay again for the music rights, which is not going to happen. It's absolutely not going to happen.
Music rights
So switching out the music is also an issue.
Super expensive. Oh my God.
General Hospital put up that Spotlight channel on abc.com. That's unlocked. You don't have to have an account. You don't have to have, like, to usually watch things on abc.com, you have to have a cable account, your cable provider, That's unlocked. Anybody can watch it. And the reason they did that, it was a test balloon. If you want to see old episodes, go watch what they have up there now. The reason they put that stuff up there now is that it doesn't cost them anything. It's already all digitized. They own the music rights. You know what I mean? It's easy, but it's a test balloon. They're gauging interest.
And as we learn, these actors actually
telling everybody to say that.
And as we
I've been telling everybody to do that.
These actors don't actually make a residual off of it, so we only have to worry about music and digitizing.
Right. You know, but like, I think about like, you know, Days of Our Lives,
I mean,
you know, had popular music that they did too. Yeah. You know, so they have to deal, the music rights are a thing, and then digitizing the old film. But it will happen if the interest is there. It's just a matter when they put up old episodes, make sure you watch them, because that's what shows them that you have an interest in it.
But they got okay. All right. I mean, you know, we can criticize what GH's choices were all day long, but we don't have to do that when it comes to Days of Our Lives, because they have years up available for you on Peacock.
Not anymore, actually.
Oh, did they take them down?
They just have the past 2 seasons, but they're going to be putting up more.
It's 2 years. That's more than 1 year, which makes it years. So I'm correct.
They took the little mini ones down too.
Yeah,
right?
they took the Beyonce ones down.
I think they'll like relaunch those as.
I posed on Twitter when that happened. Hey, are you guys? How many times did you watch Beyond Salem? And most people were like, once. So, you know, if it's just taking up server space and people aren't revisiting it a bunch.
Right. You know, they'll put it back on occasionally, like Disney takes things out of the vault.
Yeah.
Well,
you know, it'll be, you know, every once in a while they'll pop back up.
Yeah, if they do Beyond Salem 3, I'm sure the other 2 will come back up.
They won't.
Well, if they do,
they were going to. That was what the
Who knows what's going to happen in the next 5 years, Angela? I'm not talking the next 2 days.
No, what I'm saying is that the Beyond Salems were the floating to see if people would watch things on Peacock.
Right.
They were also a test balloon.
Okay. Well, okay, fine. Beyond
and when
Salem,
Hope came
super special 4th of July. You know, whatever it is. You know.
And they might do things like that. But like when Bo and Hope came back, that was originally going to be a Beyond Salem arc.
Yeah.
When Bo was shot and all of that. That was going to be a Beyond Salem, but they folded it into the mothership because they were on Peacock. Maureen, Teresa tampering with the briefcase is all speculation with nothing to back it up.
So this is what I think. I saw the same thing. Maureen says, "Hello, Maureen. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for contributing. I've never seen your name before, so I think this might be the first time. Thank you. Hi." She says, "Any spoilers on Alex and Teresa and the alleged tampering briefcase? This is my perspective. This is my point of view. This is my thought. Ma, I want to know what you think when I'm done saying this. Okay.
Okay.
I think that she only opened up that sucker to see what it said, saw that it said Alex, and went, I'm going to bone the hell out of that man.
Exactly. That's what I think it's going to be too. She didn't have time to forge a letter from Angelica that would have fooled Justin. She didn't know the history. Who knows if she even knew Angelica was Alex's mother. And I've seen a lot of people go, well, Alex and Xander actually have the same first name. No, they don't. No, they don't. Alex is Alexander. Xander is Alexandros.
Ooh.
They don't have the same first name. Xander has the Greek name.
Well, I mean, if this was 1902 and Xander was coming to America and it went through Ellis Island and said, my name is Alexandros, the person on Ellis Island may have very well written down Alexander and said, get the hell out of here.
Right, but it's not. It's 2023.
Oh, okay. I guess that's a bad comparison.
Also, Xander took the last name Cook because it was his mother's maiden name.
And where the Cook came from?
Angelica's maiden name was Chase. So she's not his mother. I know Soap She Knows has an Angelica Cook listed as his mother, but they also have a Justin Kyriakis listed as Xander's father, and that ain't true either. So I think Teresa tampering with what's in the briefcase. I briefly thought it could be a possibility when I thought that Teresa was only staying for the original 12-week arc, but she's not.
Now it's more than
Emily
12.
O'Brien is still currently playing Teresa.
Oh my gosh, Gwen is gone forever. That plane went down
Not
on the way back to
necessarily
Europe.
gone forever. We may see Gwen pop up, and I'm not sure that Gwen hasn't popped back up in that time.
Wouldn't that be
But
something?
I know that Emily O'Brien is currently playing Teresa.
Instead of playing identical twins, she just plays different characters.
Well, I mean, Alex used to play Ben.
But that's different. It wasn't the same
hold on.
time.
Ben came back after Ben and Sierra came back. It was just for a couple episodes, but he played Ben after he started playing Alex.
And that's kind of what's happening right now with Susan and Kristen.
Yeah, Susan and that's happened as long as Susan's been on, or as long as Kristen, as long as they've had those. The Eileen Davidson used to play both roles as well.
Yeah,
and their brother Thomas and the nun. Yeah.
Can you imagine going into that audition to take over the role of Kristen Demira, getting the
and
role?
You also have to be able to
stuff.
play.
But
yes.
You don't know anything about this. 6-7 weeks later, 2 months later, a year later, you get slid a script and says, "Hey, you got to play this character." Watch.
You go into your
videos.
dressing room and you just see those teeth,
and you're like, "What?"
And that outfit, and you're like, "What's happening
tradition.
to Kristen?"
The actor who plays Susan
yes.
or plays Kristen also plays Susan, so you have to now too.
Yeah.
And they're so different. It's really fun to watch, actually. They're so different.
Now, here's the thing, though. Double pay? Huh? Double pay? Double pay?
No.
Come on.
No.
Why not? I mean, Adam Chandler's face was on the opening of All My Children twice. Double pay.
No.
No.
Maureen, I agree with you. Emily and Rob do have amazing chemistry.
Well.
Yep. Absolutely.
Better than Brady. But then again, we got that one scene of them fighting in the airport. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of the days of our lives blends together.
I know it's horrible, 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 but I want Brady with Kristen. I like their fiery dynamic, and I really want them back. So,
so Matt, this is what I thought was so great about Emily. She's so good at playing both of those characters. She's so good. I can't, what I miss about the Gwen character is I miss her accent.
Yeah.
I miss, because I thought she was funny a lot of times. Just with talking about shagging and stuff. And I miss that because I thought she was very comedic and I liked her. But man, she slid into Teresa like it was her favorite pair of jeans.
And she had no break. It was like immediate.
No,
I thought she did the transition wonderfully. And I loved how they did it too.
Honestly, this isn't the last you've seen of me.
Yeah.
Comes right back on.
You're right. I thought it was cute how they did it.
It was cute.
Her going out one side.
Really, the only person that
in
has
the other.
negative
I thought
things
it was...
to say about it is Jen Lilly.
Oh, Jeannie can't get over for Alex not wearing his glasses anymore. I know that's how they did the switch from Alex to Ben. Is Alex wore glasses?
This was Ben.
It was like a Superman. Yes, exactly.
Now, the last time he wore the glasses when he was trying to eat them on his date with Melinda.
He was always trying to eat them because they weren't actually glasses, and Rob didn't like wearing them, so he always had them in his hand, chewing on them. Yes.
Yeah, he seems like the kind of person that looks at himself like very, very Brady Bunch style, where he puts them on and goes, "I look like a dork. I can't wear these. I'm not going to be popular." Jan Brady.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. So I have here Tate and Holly. So these are characters, not the crazy Holly from that other show.
Yes.
But the cannabis consuming.
Our new teen scene. The starts of our new teen scene. Because I'm pretty sure we're getting a few other...
about teenagers on soaps makes Twitter so happy?
I think it's because
because they're younger?
No, I don't think that it's they're younger. I think that it's part of it. I think that it's almost like babies make people happy because it's like a proof of renewal of life.
Okay.
So when they bring on, when they saw as characters that we saw be born, saw as babies, and then they're coming into their own with their own storylines, it's almost like a renewal of life for your show. You know what I mean? It's bringing in fresh blood that's still true to the history of your show. I don't know. That might be a really crazy, hallmarky, optimistic
maybe,
view of
but
why.
I see it universally, kind of. When it comes to like, the teens, and then just people get so excited over the teens.
They do, especially legacy teens, because they're so committed. Because people are committed to their legacy families.
They really are.
So they really like, to see those kids grow up and.
Well, I loved so-and-so, so so-and-so's kid I have to love too.
Yeah.
Holly's a rotten little thing.
Is she?
But what's great is she's our mother's daughter.
I guess that's something that.
And this is what I wanted to tell. This is what I wanted you to do the asterisk for.
Yeah.
The one thing that kind of had me side-eyeing it a little bit is Nicole buying all of the bullshit that Holly was telling her. Because I'm like, Nicole, game can smell game.
Well, maybe she's just doing the long
was the OG.
The long con. She knows what's going on. She's not calling her kid out on it yet.
I hope that's what it is, because I'm like, I'm not sure I'll be on board with Holly just snowing her mother, because game can smell game. And I mean, my kid, my daughters tried to, my son was an angel just because that's just how he was. But my daughters tried to, and I'm just like, you're going to have to get up a lot earlier.
And then they did.
This is amateur hour compared to what Mama did.
See, but what they did, what you didn't realize though, is that they were very not careful with the things that they knew that you would be the most okay with. And the stuff that you would hate the most, you have no idea it happened.
No, they say all the time, even they're adults now, and they say all the time, they're like, because they laugh because I have stories that I can tell my father about things I got away with. I actually have one. I'm waiting for his deathbed. I swear to God.
Oh my God.
I'm waiting for his deathbed because it's not even bad, but it keeps getting brought up, and him and my stepmother are like, haha, we got it. You on it. And my kids know that they didn't. So I had a bottle of vodka in my backpack.
I hope he doesn't watch this.
He doesn't. I had a bottle of vodka in my backpack, but it wasn't my real bottle of vodka. It was the decoy bottle of vodka that was just filled with water. The real vodka was hidden, but they found my backpack vodka and they poured it out and filled it with water. And to this day, they still love joking about how, wow, that must have been a shock when you tried the vodka and it was just water. I'm sitting there going, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about because I never drank that shit. We had already emptied that bottle and filled it with water. On my father's deathbed, I will be telling him the rest of this story. My kids already know it because my sister has liked to bring that story up since my oldest was like 6. Every Christmas, that story gets told.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I just sit back and I'm like, yep, you guys sure got me.
So when Holly puts the decoy bottle of vodka in her backpack, we will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that somebody who works for Days of Our Lives watches this podcast.
Yes. So that's the thing, is that, and my kids are like, we'll never have a story like that because we couldn't.
I was such a not troublemaker as a child that I don't even have tangentially close to anything that could be a story. Like, I had this one American Sign Language teacher named Mr. Andrews in high school. And he told the class a story about just getting in trouble on the weekends, sitting on the back of a bus, not in the back of a bus, but on the back of a bus and just getting dragged somewhere and then making his way back home, and that was his day. And I was just sitting there, 14, 15-year-old me, sophomore in high school, listening to this story going, I've never even done that. Instead, I watched a lot of television.
You weren't that teenager, but you made up for it a little bit, like when you were 19, 20.
But that was me making adult choices.
Yeah.
Poor
Bad adult choices.
Poor adult
Poor
choices.
adult choices, but adult choices.
But I was an adult.
Yes. I was no longer
my kids weren't
responsible for your activities.
It's so weird, too, because it's not like I was waiting for the day. It's not like we're sitting there going, well, I'm going to listen now. But as soon as I'm 18, no, I was just out of high school and then making my own choices and less concerned over how my mommy was feeling about it.
Well, Matthew, you are not the kind of you would always diffuse. Like if I was yakking at you, you would just agree with me. Well,
that's because it's the truth. I did make a poor choice. I am dumb for it, but I'm going to probably continue to make the dumb choice, though.
Life's short. Make the dumb
now.
choice.
I wouldn't say that 17 years, however long it was. Oh my God.
Well, Tate has no patience for his dad at all. I mean, he gets all pissed off at his dad. I mean, his dad can't say anything to him without him being very reactionary.
No.
I really loved when Tate said that he walked around and not much has changed from his childhood, and Brady was like, "Yeah, because that was so long ago." I love that with kids. Teenagers think they're all grown. Oh. Just like,
man, I remember this
yesterday
place when I was a kid.
I was changing your diapers. Shut up.
I mean, quite literally.
Right?
I mean, we sent you to this boarding school a year and a half ago when you were 6. Okay. So
yeah.
So he's 16 now, and he really likes Holly, and he thought that she was into him, like to a point where he had to lament it, like.
Well, I'm sitting there going, why are you leaning in for a kiss? That part was like, really?
Well, I think we're getting close to figuring out why he got thrown out of his class then.
But we know why he got thrown out.
Oh.
I also liked, too, when Brady was telling him that he had to pay the bill for the damage the sprinklers caused. And he was like, but you're rich. He's like, yeah, I'm rich. You
stay here. I'm going to go find Roman. Just send Roman a text. I'm going to go find him. This has to be done in person.
And then the whole, I'll have to work forever to pay back $50K. And Brady's like, then you'll stay out of trouble forever, won't you? You'll be working. It was just a perfect parent-teen exchange, I thought. It was great.
That kid's not going to make $50,000 working at Brady's pub.
Especially not even working for a kid.
The lesson is, though, you make him do it for a certain amount of time. And if he behaves and falls in line, you give him a bye.
Right.
But if he just keeps on making a mess, well, then you make him continue to do the dishes.
Yes. At least he did know enough not to smoke that joint by the cop.
Yeah, he did.
He's already making good choices.
Look at that. Look at that. He's on the path to recovery. Redemption is upon us for one Mr. Young. Tate Black?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tate Black.
Okay. I gotta figure out who's got the actual last name of Black, you know.
I also loved the look on his face when he was talking to Nicole and he told her that the girl he had met in the park was hot, and then when she said, "That's my daughter," and he was just looked like he swallowed a bug. It was just like
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
He just does look like a smarmy prep kid. That's for
oh
sure.
God, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. We're talking a Clueless era. That's Tate Black.
Yeah.
just your 90s prep kid villain. I don't know if you guys remember old Disney movies, but I do because I'm of that generation. But there was this one there was snowboarding, and like the kids at the top of the mountain were all the preppy kids, and the kids at the bottom of the mountain were all like the slums, and it was just a rivalry, let me tell you.
Or an Anthony McCarthy type of character in Pretty in Pink.
Yes. Yeah,
I would say James Spader, but James Spader was like really the bad guy. But Anthony McCarthy was the preppy guy, but he wanted the poor girl.
He was the one that wound up with what's her name at the end. And then the other guy was like, "Oh man!" And then he saw another girl and he was like, "I guess I'll be all right." And then there was credits, and then there was like a big like John Hughes Happiness, and then like a classic '80s song. Oh goodness!
So which one of them has the most? Which one of the teenagers has the most scandalous mother? Which one's more scandalous? Teresa or Nicole? Which one's the worst? The worst example of being a teenager?
I guess it sounds like it might be pretty equal.
Yeah, well, teenage years, I would say was Nicole on in her teen years? I can't even remember.
I don't know.
I think so, yeah, because her and Eric met as teens, right, guys?
I mean, Eric was on when he was a teenager. I got that confirmed recently.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Eric was born on the show, him and Sammy. Twins. Honestly, the more scandalous overall is definitely Teresa, I would say.
Just overall, throughout her life.
I mean, Nicole's got her shit, but, Teresa's never gotten her shit together. Nicole has kind of, cobbled it together and grown up some. Teresa is still wading in the shit. And Maureen, I absolutely believe that Teresa knew Alex was Victor's son when she slept with him. I just don't think she tampered with anything in the briefcase.
No. She definitely knew, and that's why she did it, and that's why she's still like, oh, you've been working so hard for the last 2.5 hours as CEO of Titan. I think you need to blow off some steam, man.
True. At the same time, though, in Teresa's defense, she had her eye on Alex before then, too, though. It was more to make Brady jealous.
Yeah.
But she still did have her eye on it.
But either way, it's not because she likes Alex. Not at least exclusively because she likes Alex.
No.
Chad might not have to worry about Alex anymore.
She thinks she's hot.
Oh, Chad's going to have to worry about Alex. This is going to be an interesting quad thing going on. I don't know how it's going to shake out.
I will say that there did seem to be a bit of a change in the energy between not between Chad and Alex, but between Alex and the girl in the situation.
Stephanie.
That's the name. Stephanie.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kayla is Stephanie's mom?
Yes, Kayla is Stephanie's mom. And Kayla's sister Kimberly is Teresa's mom. So Stephanie and Teresa are cousins.
Oh, so they're first cousins. So that's why they were so excited to see each other and stuff.
Yes.
Okay. All right. They're first cousins and they grew up together. Basically.
All their talk about, all that trouble they got into together, we never saw that, but yes. Yes.
Okay.
But yes, they are first cousins.
Okay.
And Kayla talking about how, her and her sister had problems when she thought Steve was dead and was dating Shane when she wasn't who was Kimberly's husband, but they had split up. And her and her sister had trouble over it. I think it was a bit of foreshadowing for Teresa and Stephanie are going to have some trouble.
Okay.
There's always going to be trouble. It's never not going to be trouble, right?
In Salem.
Well, I mean, I think we all know that, Stephanie was lying to Chad about not wanting to get married.
Yes.
But Chad doesn't want to get married.
Well, Chad needs to get over himself and get married to that lady.
Okay, well, like a year ago, Chad's wife was stabbed to death in their bed.
Really?
Yeah. Chad hasn't been widowed
Did he
that
rip
long.
her face down with a knife in her back?
Face up, actually.
Jeez, like that reference I was making.
Chad hasn't been widowed that long.
Well,
I mean, it was more than a year ago. Actually, I'm not sure how much more.
Well, Chad, if you're not ready to take the big plunge with somebody, you might not have been ready to enter a relationship with them to begin with.
Well, no, I don't think that's true. I think you can move on without being ready to fully get married again.
I mean, it's 2023. It doesn't really matter. Just get divorced if it doesn't work out.
I know, but he has
I'm
kids
not
to
talking
worry
love
about.
here. I'm talking tax breaks. I'm talking ability to be in the hospital.
I know,
room.
but he has 2 children and he's rich. He doesn't need the tax break.
He doesn't need to adopt them.
There's some phantom children. Do we ever see them?
No.
Yes, we do every once in a while. Charlotte and Thomas. We're going to see them on Halloween.
Okay.
They're going to be in peacock costumes, like literal peacock costumes with like play buttons on their chest.
They do have cute little costumes. I've seen the pictures, but no. And guys, let me just tell you, not the episode where we see Charlotte and Thomas, and I'm not going to spill too much, but the actual episode that's airing on Halloween. I was looking at the pictures and I was like, oh my God. I don't know if it's dream sequences. I don't know if it's an alternate reality. I don't know what it is, but it is insane.
Is John Black the star?
No.
Is Rachel the star?
No. But it's funny because usually with the JPI pictures, we'll get, sometimes as many as 30 or 40 for an episode. There were 162
So they're
for the
going to be
Halloween episode only.
they're going to be
It's
hardcore advertising this thing.
insane.
They are going to
I
be
was like,
plugging the
I'm watching
crap out
this
of
and
it.
I'm like, oh my God, this is so much fun.
So okay, so devil possessions, monster zombies, mummies, goodness gracious, I don't know.
Someone's gonna die on Halloween.
And then come back to life because God shows up.
Well, no, not that one.
Okay.
There are people that die, but I'm pretty sure they're not actually dead. And you were right about one of the things you listed there, Matt. I'm just not going to tell you which one.
Oh, mummies.
As one of the sequences.
Mummies.
Yes.
Chad's wife was the character that Kate Mansi played before, Abigail Devereaux.
Yes. Although Kate wasn't playing her when she was killed.
That's
Marcy Miller was playing her. We did a great interview with Marcy Miller after her exit. She was really fabulous.
So they lost that actor and said, you know, we got to just be done with Abigail. Let's not continue to recast this character. Let's just kill them until Kate wants to come back.
Yeah.
Which may be.
And it's really funny because Kate was brunette. Marcy was really blonde. So it's
non-committal hair color on Days of Our Lives. Oh gosh. So Kate Mansi was on State of Mind with Maurice Bernard last week, and she is a confident woman, Mother.
Is she?
She's very confident.
I need to watch it.
You should.
I haven't watched it.
You should.
Melissa, I think Marcy could absolutely be a Lulu recast. I also think Martha Madison could be a great Lulu recast as well.
Is that Belle? Because we talked about that
That's
last week.
Belle.
Yeah.
Because
we said that and you went, yeah, she's never doing that.
Marcy Miller played Abigail. She played the blonde Abigail who died.
Which we don't
She'd
know.
Be really great too.
We don't know who she is.
I'll send you a picture of her. But yeah. We might actually see a flashback of her this week because Chad is remembering Abigail on her birthday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And he's going to the cemetery and stuff. So it's possible we see a flashback, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah. Their flashbacks, they always make everything kind of grainy and black and white and different.
Mm.
Yeah.
Days has been doing their flashbacks a little differently. I like how everybody's been kind of doing different things. They've been doing a lot. I mean, Days, we haven't seen it yet because they haven't reached the scab writing yet.
Mm-hmm.
But like with Young and the Restless and General Hospital, Bold and the Beautiful, during the strike, the writer's strike, there were a lot more flashbacks because it takes up air. Well, it takes up air. The same thing. Yeah.
I remember the COVID break, but when they were stretching out what they had written to get as much aired before the COVID break, it was flashback galore in daytime as they tried to squeeze one or two more episodes out of what had already been written and filmed.
Young and the Restless is doing like these long. They're not just having somebody flashback to a conversation or a bit of a conversation they had with one person. They're having them flashback to a conversations that they had with 4 different people about the same topic, and it's just like it's almost a bathroom break.
It's really interesting because Young and the Restless is the most consistently watched soap opera, and you would think that they would want to rely on that less because presumably their audience would remember more of what had gone on.
I actually watched the episode of Young and the Restless this week.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Here's the problem with Young and the Restless is that their head writer is also their executive producer. And he's FI-Corps, so he never left during the strike. But shortly before the strike, he fired all the breakdown writers. He kept the script writers, but fired all the breakdown writers. But then the script writers went on strike. So he was doing executive producing, head writing, and all the breakdown writing himself.
That sounds like too much.
It's absolutely too much for one person.
So what they were like, hey, you need to figure out how to slash $1 million from your budget tomorrow. No. And he's like, I'm going to work.
Nope. It was a choice he made.
He's like, maybe I could do this. And then I guess he found out that he couldn't. Have they since rehired these positions?
No, but I'm not sure how long JG is for Young and the Restless. They might just kind of.
Well, it's always good to get some fresh perspectives in there.
It's kind of time to get some new blood. It's time to get some new blood in there anyway. in my opinion.
I'm personally, and this is talking from somebody that would love to create television shows one day. I think that shows should have a refresh of their people every 4 years.
Have what?
A refresh of their runner every 4 years. I find a good showrunner when they come into a show has about 3 or 4 years of good ideas in them before it starts to get crappy.
So about the length of presidency.
Kind of. Kind of.
I have a more controversial take even than that.
But if you watch, even most of my favorite shows have the mid-series slump. I think most shows start off cool and then have a couple of seasons that aren't so great, and then hopefully it ends well. Angela, you have a much more controversial take, and also a look on your face that says, I am full of poop. So I want to know.
No, I'm not sure that I disagree with you on that. I'm not hardcore on that with the showrunners either way. My thing is that I think that head writers of soap operas should only be women.
I think that's too controversial of a take. You can't just cut a whole gender out of it.
I think I can. Because right now, they're all men. Well, and there are issues. Bold and the Beautiful has a co-head writer who's a woman, but everybody else, it's all men. And General Hospital suffers for it. The twins do not know how to write romance. They know how to write big, flashy scenes. They don't know how to. Their General Hospital's missing the beats.
So okay. I get what you're saying. I do. I totally understand. You're probably absolutely right. But here's why you're wrong. Kidding. What if they delegated more? What if they're like, hey, how about you be the lead romance consultant, Wendy Richter, or whoever it is that somebody likes? Since we already have 2 co-head writers or whatever, just get rid of one of them and replace them with a chick.
Because the thing is that they don't know how to write romance, so they're not going to delegate.
I think they might know that now.
I don't.
But there was a whole strike of people liking it more.
So
but it wasn't because it wasn't. General Hospital didn't actually have scabs that they brought in from the outside. Is the thing.
That is
they had an outline that left, and then they had the people that were writing General Hospital were people that were already there that were FICOR or producers.
Or not.
They didn't bring in outside writers. What?
I kind of got that feeling too because I started Poke. All right, me putting my newsy hat on. Okay, I'm like, who's writing the shows? Who's writing these shows right now? Who is? At the very least, I wanted to know who was saying do this. Who was saying, hey, people who are writing for the show, this is what I want you to write. I wanted to know who was doing that. And so I poked and I poked and I poked until I poked somebody who said, you need to stop asking this question.
Right. And that's why General Hospital did not have writing credits, because they didn't want to reveal that, because they knew last time they had no problem listing the scabs because they knew when the strike was over, those people were going to be gone.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. But these people now are going back to just their regular jobs at General Hospital, and they don't want to hear any shit about it.
Yeah. No, like I
don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying, for all of those people who were like, "Oh, the scabs were so much better," Frank was leading the whole thing. Everything was done under Frank's direction. Scabs weren't given free reign. It wasn't people that had. No. They were following. Sprina's love scene was happening when it happened, whether there was a strike or not. It was.
Yeah. Yeah. But basically, my investigation was cut off when I was told in no uncertain terms that I need to stop trying to figure it out.
Right. And the reason for that was because I'm right about who was writing.
It was an interesting moment for me.
Yeah.
So you need to. Oh. Okay.
And I'm pretty, Days brought in one of their retired really great writers as one of their scabs. And another one of their writers was the fired executive producer's wife. Sonia Allaire is a writer on Days. I don't know if she went by way of her husband. I don't know if she was fired as well, but I'm pretty sure she was still writing during the strike as well.
Yeah. If she left, then it was very quiet.
I would be shocked if she was still around.
Yeah,
unless she's like, I hate that a-hole too. Good. Now I'm going to file for divorce now that the momentum's rolling. I don't know.
Or she could be like, they don't call it show friendship. They don't call it show marriage. It's show business.
Show business.
You
Hey,
know?
Alan, we still need an income. Okay,
One of my husband's favorite things to say is, we're not having Thanksgiving together. You know, when it comes to work and relation, we're not having Thanksgiving together.
Yeah.
I'm much more friendly than that.
You
I'm
know,
probably
so
too friendly.
you know, it wasn't. There's not going to be some huge shift now that the scabs are gone.
No.
The stories
Right,
that are
listen.
playing out were the stories that were going to be played out. There were things that were delayed until the regular writers came back. Things like Bobby's memorial. There are some returns that were pushed back. But the scabs didn't go off the reservation like they did last time. They weren't allowed to.
No, they didn't. You know who's still off the reservation though? Abe. Poor Abe. He don't remember nothing still.
This team with Nicole were really touching.
They really were though, weren't they?
I liked that they rebonded. That moment of hope she had that he had gotten his memory back.
It was quite good.
Really, because they've always had a really great relationship. They really have. And I love that she called Brandon after. And told him, Abe's son, that is her half brother. I like that. So
I thought it was good too. I thought their scene was very good.
Yep.
And even though I haven't seen the history, I hadn't seen the history and the relationship of Nicole and Abe,
clear.
but it was very clear and really shiny through anyway.
Yeah. And her talking about how she was hoping that he'd be in her baby's life and stuff like. And I just I didn't cry, but I got a little emotional.
So
with those.
are we going to get to that point where the cloud lifts off of his mind and he remembers everybody?
Exactly. Yeah. And it will happen.
I thought he and Paulina's date was cute and how nervous both of them were about.
And then him remembering where the decanter was, and she was like,
"Yes."
I don't remember this.
Yeah.
But that is a little, to me, it was a little forecast of him. He's gonna get his memory back.
Right.
And since it's Days of Our Lives, it won't take forever for him to.
Right.
I was actually thinking about that today. Today, because I was watching some of it. And I was like, this Abe. I feel like this has been going on so long in Days of Our Lives time. Dog years.
Well, for him, his memory loss will last this long. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first week I watched Days of Our Lives was with him being kidnapped and stuff. That's when the first week I was watching it.
So it's been a little while, and it's been a hot minute now. Yeah.
3 months, 2.5 months.
That crazy nurse is already gone.
Gone.
Has been.
Yes. So what about EJ's face when Susan said she wasn't pressing charges against Ava? He was just like,
Elvish.
Yeah, that was good.
And EJ is not a good guy. EJ's got some dirt. And I love his mother reminding him of it. She's like, with your CV, you need to soft pedal on the judgment.
Just the lines for Susan
are good.
The words that they come up with for her to say.
Giving everybody lollipops. And
I find that the Susan character is just so odd. She's growing on me like crazy, but she's so odd and she's so out there, and everybody loves her. I was very surprised with how much Hoop liked her.
I would be so excited that Susan was coming over.
The thing with Susan though is that she can only come for short stays.
Because it's too much.
Or you're just like,
right?
It's too much.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Susan is good in small doses.
EJ is mean.
Mean. Yes. But she loves her boy. She loves Elvis. Ugh.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
she loves her Elvis Jr.
And it's so interesting. And he's a scoundrel, but he's kind of refined. Where Susan is, where Susan is so out there.
Yes.
And so different. She's kind of like a Spinelli in a weird.
She absolutely is. Absolutely. Without a doubt whatsoever. That's absolutely her. And she's a she's got like a childlike soul and a childlike innocence to her, and she's
Yes.
yeah, and she's going home to Memphis to her Roger.
Going home, and I wasn't surprised it was Memphis, because that's the birthplace of Elvis.
Well, Roger's an Elvis impersonator. Her husband is an Elvis impersonator.
Oh my gosh! Well, I have to see him.
Of course,
She is in heaven.
Oh my gosh! She's like sleeping with the king. I'm sleeping.
And it's so funny with EJ with all his refinery and stuff like that. How much he loves his mother. And it's like when he came in, he's like, "Mother, I know you're here. The smell of bologna and mayonnaise is in the air." Fried bologna sandwiches, which he would rather pluck out his eyes than eat. But Susan wants them, so Susan gets them. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys, ladies, not guys, because you're not men. Rapid fire, lightning round of topics here. All right, everybody's leaving town.
Everybody's leaving town.
The Salem has a revolving door.
Sean, he's gone for like 2 weeks. He'll be back.
He's gonna go to rehab.
Yep, Sean's going for a while,
but he'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be back. I do appreciate that. Even the actor Brandon Beamer, I think his name is even like, it was great, you guys. It was so fun on Days of Our Life, knowing that he's on set currently. So that's funny. Yeah. That's funny. Let's see. Did we already see the last of Belle or not?
No, Belle. I know she's on next week. I can't remember if she's in the spoilers for the week after. I know she's on this coming week because she has scenes with Talia.
Okay.
And then Talia's leaving this week.
I think I remember seeing something about Belle's last scenes being in the police station.
Well, those were the last scenes she filmed.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't necessarily mean they're the last ones we'll see.
Gotcha. Depending on how it airs.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So she's out, and then Talia's out, but we've been reporting on that for several weeks now. It seems as though both Rex and Philip are like out of here.
Yeah. And Chloe. Rex, Philip, and Chloe are gone. I'm pretty sure that Chloe is either already back filming, Nadia is already back filming, or will be shortly. I'm not sure if Philip's coming back with her or not, but I think I've heard tell, and this is all just speculation. This isn't like from serious sources. Those I don't reveal here. But I've heard tell that teenage Parker will be coming with her. Because they need more than just 2 teens for the teen scene.
I mean, do they?
That makes sense.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
So.
Oh gosh. Okay. Cool. What else is there? Let's see. What else? We talked about so much that this lightning round sucks. EJ made a promise to Susan.
Mm-hmm.
And my last note here is Marlena and Kate conversations. You wanted to say something about Marlena and Kate being good friends and sharing a glass of wine. I know
a lot of people are very upset that Marlena and Kate, they're like, they're only being used for this, and this. I like these conversations. I think there's something that are missing from General Hospital, and some, the bonds, the friendships, you know what I mean? I think that they're, an important thing. And people are like, oh, they shouldn't just be a talk to. Why?
I like their scenes.
I think they're great. And I've heard a lot of people complaining about, you want to go up on the chair? Give me 1 second. The dog wants to go up on the chair. And he's being a toad. Come on.
The dog is ever so much more important than our audience.
That new people are being brought in that no one cares about, being given their time, and no one, but we're not seeing, Marlena with her family. We're not seeing. Yes, we are. We saw Marlena greet Tate. John and Marlena just had that big thing with Dick Van Dyke.
It's true, they did.
It's not going to be an everyday thing. Kate has had scenes with both of her sons.
Yep.
These things are happening, but they're not the only things happening, and they can't be the only things happening.
No, that's why they have a big ensemble cast.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Soaps need new characters. They need a semi-regular stream of them. They do. You can't just have, I mean, look at, this is one of the problems with Bold and the Beautiful, is they are way too closed in of a cast. Everybody's related to everybody. And at this point, it's like,
That's why that Finn character got so popular. It's because he was
yes,
new and different.
somebody comes in and they're like, oh my God, a new person that's not related to anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
and if you do that too much with the cast, like, you know, you don't have enough, and then everybody, I mean,
Genetic
then you're
diversity.
like writing, they must be writing and thinking, oh, well, no, we can't do that, that's incest. Well, no, we can't do that, that's incest, because
Yeah.
because
Why
the
do you think
cast
Jake
is
is dating Charlotte, you guys? Why do you
It's
think Holly is with
everybody-
Tate?
you know.
right. So, you know, I mean, I understand we all have our faves and we all want to see our faves. Days is so much better with balance than General Hospital is. I mean, and Carly's my all-time favorite soap character. If my show is gonna be unbalanced, of course I want my fave to be one of the favorites. Who wouldn't? Anybody would. But I would be fine with my fave getting less if it was more balanced.
See, and I think that's important. And I think that's an important thing to note, an important thing to notice, okay? So you are okay with it being balanced because you are a fair viewer who understands and analyzes and does podcasts and stuff, and that's awesome.
I love the format that Days has, that Days GH used to have. The 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday were, you know, the three days are the A stories, 2 days are the B stories, and it rotates and shifts up. Because that way nobody goes weeks without seeing their story or their people.
Right.
You're seeing something at least a couple days a week. That's how it should be. There shouldn't be we have not seen this character in 3 weeks and they were kidnapped. What's happening? The last time we saw this person, they were in a basement. The last time
we saw this person, they were putting booze in their
seriously.
drink. Yeah, I totally,
You know, and it's just that they drop things in weird spaces and then hyper focus on something. And I don't like that format. I like how Days does it. And I get it, they can't, you know, they just can't have a hyper focus just on the older vets.
Well, and the most important,
they have to generate new.
An important takeaway too is your favorite and my favorite and mom's favorite are going to be different.
Right.
You know, sure, we can write Trip of the Vets. Which one? Sure, we can do all of this.
And
for who? And also,
not
it's
for nothing.
next to impossible for the average person to know what the general audience thinks, wants, or feels. You can only speak about how you think and how you want it and how you feel.
And I say that all the time too. But not for nothing, Kate, Marlena, Kayla, Steve, Roman, John had a very massive, long show-consuming arc the first like 4 or 5 months of the year.
It can't be always.
When they were dead. It can't be always, and it shouldn't be always. And that was great that they did that, but they aren't the only characters, and more has to go on.
You know, and you know what's super awesome as well about all of those names that you listed? We're probably going to see them in person next weekend.
We are. Day of Days next Saturday.
Transitions have gotten so good, you guys.
Less than a week away.
Less than a week.
No, my goodness. By this time next week, we will have been done. We will have experienced the Day of Days.
Yeah, but we will have another fun day of something.
Yeah.
We've already gotten the list of who's available when for interviews and who's grouped with who.
And since we have an army of people representing soap opera news, we're going to be able to get all of it.
Now, Day of Days, one thing, I don't know if you guys were aware of this.
I don't know nothing
about it. One of the things
they
do at Day of Days is the big thing that everybody loves is that they do a season promo for the upcoming season. And it's a long season promo. It's like 5 minutes. It's long. And at the end of Day of Days, us, the press, are going to get a high quality copy of it to use in our stuff.
To use in
So
our
we don't have to find
stuff.
shitty copies of it. And we're going to get a lot of promo pictures.
We're allowed
And they're providing lunch for us.
We can cut it and use it and everything. Oh, this is high quality, Mama. When you get fed,
So cool.
that means you are in. Okay.
Yeah. They wanted to know any of our dietary restrictions because they're feeding us lunch.
Because you know what the barometer for my guy. You know my guy who does acting. You know his barometer. What are they feeding me and how much and
craft services?
Craft services. If craft services is a couple of bags on a table somewhere, that is not a good production. And usually he's right about it. Usually they're mean, slow, disorganized. But what they have full service, tuna tartare, all that kind of stuff, it is high quality production. And it's true.
And
it is true.
I mean, I don't think they're going to go, that far up for us, but they want to know any of our dietary restrictions. That's pretty cool.
I am a pescatarian myself.
They're going to be like, yeah, you go ahead and brown bag it, dude.
I only eat nuts and fish.
Yes. So yes, we're very excited. This is going to be a blast.
It's going to be super fun. Yeah, Jeannie, we are very excited. I don't know what this
has Michael given you guys the interview. Did Michael give you the interview list? If not, I'll go over it with you after we end.
I can look in my email right now.
I don't know because he didn't give it. He didn't send it to my email. He showed it to me in our chat. So I'll go over it with you guys after.
The only thing that he sent was the parking.
The parking stuff. Yeah.
So we want to report on the food. Okay, Melissa, definitely.
You guys will get a report on everything. We are going to give you everything. And listen,
like you're there.
We are doing interviews.
Yes.
If there's something you want us to ask, I don't know how long we're going to have with each.
Leave a comment, though.
Because they said that they're going to rotate us through. They're going to rotate all the press through, but everybody should have time with every group of 2 actors for interviews. So anything you guys want us to ask of somebody is coming, shoot one of us a message in our DMs at Twitter. Mine, I think, are open.
Yeah. Also, as well, leave a comment on the video as well.
Yep, you can leave a comment on the video, and we'll check them.
I read them. I see every single one of your comments, and if Ma and Angela decide to come to the video later, they can see them as well.
I will as well. So if there's something you want us to ask, we will absolutely do that.
Yeah. And I guess this is pretty much everybody. So go nuts with what your imagination
the list of attendees, the list of the stars that are coming has been put out already.
Now, when it comes to distributing the results of this access, when it comes to where you can find what we do, I don't know yet. Chances are very good you're going to find all of it on soapoperanews.net.
It's going to be on Soap Opera News, it's going to be on TN, and it's going to be here on the 10th floor as well.
Oh, well, there you go.
We're all going to have access to it. I bought us a video camera. We're making video interviews.
Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Mm-hmm. See, Angela has taken us to the next level here on 10th Floor Podcast. Mm-hmm. That's why I changed the picture. That's why we're now a multicolored fun thing with a TV rather than exclusively General Hospital branded. Mm-hmm. Good times.
So it's going to be a lot of fun, and they're going to give out a lot of swag. It's all free. If there are
sweet bits confections there, I will sample one and let you know what it's like.
We will absolutely.
That would be cool. But I don't think I'm going to touch any
biscuits.
Can
they tear down the Salem Square
I know,
set?
That'd be funny. Are they going to serve us the tainted biscuits?
So if they take the Salem Square set from the studio and just put it up outside, is that where we're going to go hang out? Because that would be super fun.
I don't think they're going that far, but you never know. You never know.
So has it been a couple of years since they did Days?
No, they did it last year.
Okay.
They did it last year, but last year was the first year, I think, since before COVID.
And then Tony Moore of
And the stream of last year's is still available if you guys want to take a look at how they do it.
Okay. Definitely have to check it out some, get a little advantage to know what to expect.
Get a little flavor for it, huh?
Tony Moore of Dish and Days is going to be
is the host. I think he was last year as well.
Yeah, he was as well.
MCing
good friend of not necessarily. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I know of him tangentially being in the soap podcasting community. Good friend of James Lott Jr. as well. So hey, we're all connected in the great circle of James. So I hope James hears me say that. The great circle of James. He needs to start taking that and using it. The great circle of JLJ. JLJJ, JLJ Jr., whatever it is. Check out his stuff, by the way. It's good stuff.
Yes.
And Angela shows up on a lot of his stuff nowadays, too. So if you're a fan of Angela, just watch YouTube. She's everywhere.
I really am, and I'm coming to more places, too.
In addition to this, she's got a whole other podcast. I don't think it's on YouTube, though. with some other person.
No, we have the Facebook
Well,
podcast. The Corinthos Coffee at the Brady Pub.
See? Oh, see? Oh,
And that one's fun.
That is a clever name.
That is a clever name.
We do an hour and a half Monday nights. And we do the first 45 minutes is General Hospital. The second 45 minutes is Days of Our Lives.
Right. Okay. Well, that's different than our style, where I push the button, we talk until I'm done. Which we're definitely getting to. I think I've covered all the basics here.
Well, we didn't cover Harris and Ava, but that's okay because
we can do
Harris and Ava have some really interesting things coming up this week.
Harris and Ava had a conversation and smooched. It was good for them. It was good enough for me to use as the thumbnail. But that's all that happened. So we can react to all of that next week.
And I think that next week, because we're all going to be together next week.
Fangelas.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Melissa, I love you.
Melissa is the strongest creative force on the 10th floor.
I have Fangelas. That is fabulous. That is so cool. I'm going to take a picture of this. So I'm going to screenshot this so I can show my kids because they tell me I'm not cool. Well,
okay. Proof opposite. All right, I'm getting out of here though. I'm leaving. I have to rest my voice so we can talk about General Hospital at 11 a.m. in 40 minutes.
But next week I think next week we should do together, since we're all going to be together, we should do a super Day of Days short recap podcast.
Sure.
And then the week after that, we'll deep dive into Hava because there's some good stuff.
I think that'll be super fun. So yeah, next week, just, I guess pay attention to Twitter. I'll try to also post on Facebook as well with any updates of anything that you should expect from us and how to find it and when and whatever it is. I just don't know yet because nothing happens until it's happened.
Yep. And I'm going to try to live tweet Day of Days, like kind of update you guys what we're doing as we're doing it.
So I can't imagine, like, for the GH convention, it's very easy for me to just sit in my chair, listen and type. I don't know what the setup is for Days, so I don't know if I'll be able to bring the same in-depth coverage of Day of Days as I usually do for the GH convention.
Yes.
We'll see.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I might get distracted by having too much fun.
I also have a couple little handheld voice recorders that we can use as well for things.
See, Angela's getting us all swagged out. Okay, this is why we need her for the red carpet when that comes up again. All right.
Yeah. All right.
All right, get out of here. All right, class dismissed. I'm dismissing class. I don't care what Angela has to say. I'm out of here. All right, I've got the two things that are more important than class, which is either work or family. And I'm gonna go work with my family at 11 a.m. on a General Hospital podcast. You like that? You like that? I'm so creative.
So creative.
Jeannie wants to know if we're going to Day Player concert. I don't know. Maybe we'll see how we feel.
Maybe we're talking about it. I'm flying in on a 6 a.m. flight out of Boston that gets to LA at 9:30. So Saturday night I'm going to be. The adrenaline will take me through Saturday during the day because I'm going right to the event. The adrenaline will take me through Saturday during the day, but I'm going to crash hard Saturday night. So it depends on, and I'll be dealing with jet lag and the 3-hour time difference. So we'll see. I'm going to try because it's a morning thing because it's at a place that there'll be brunch. I do love brunch, but we'll see.
We'll figure it out. Itineraries suck.
We also have other people we're meeting with too while we're there.
Right. All of us, We'll see. I mean, it's probably going to be too full for us to be able to do everything. So we'll figure it all out. We'll figure it all out. We'll bring it all to you. But class dismissed. Get out of here. I'm hitting the button. We'll see you at 11 a.m. for the General Hospital 10th floor podcast. And get out.
Be gone.
Get out of here.
Your powers are no good here.
Exam next week.
Nope, because Day of Days exams delayed till the week after. Aren't I a nice professor?
Go party next week.
Yes.
All right, folks. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And I've been Angela with Matt and Kat.
And we'll catch you next week in class here for Days for Dummies. Goodbye.
Yes.